review for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Lockdown. Now, apparently the same team that worked on Animated Lockdown worked on Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown, because he is supposed to be just they took Animated Lockdown and made him into, fitted him into the movie verse, so to speak. I do not have the general colored Lockdown with me, because he's on display right now, and it would screw up a lot of stuff to get him out, but sorry about that. But here he is. You can see he's his general green. You can see he has the same markings as most of it on Lockdown. He has his purple Decepticon logo there. Very cool. One thing I have a problem with is this is his claw for robot mode. It's really soft plastic because of safety issues. Look how little clearance there is between the wheel and that. I don't want it to possibly affect the soft plastic in any way. So that's my really only problem with vehicle mode. And another real minor issue is the fact they made his wheel spikes soft plastic, once again due to safety issues. One thing I found weird is that they made all those bits soft plastic, including his hand in there for robot mode, which isn't even sharp. Yet they made these spikes here. Now these are actually pretty sharp. They're pretty sharp, and they are solid plastic. But I'm not complaining, because the more solid, sharp plastic, the better, because I'm obviously old enough that I'm not going to stab my eye out with this. I would love to somehow make a mistake, Hasbro make a mistake and me get one that has solid plastic on all of this. But I doubt that will ever happen. But you can see he has his EMP generator, or what you want to call it, just like his engine or something. Does roll pretty well. You can see. Transform him. What you want to do, just lift that up a little bit. Pull down the wheels. Pull out the EMP generator, because look, you can see this line through this entire thing. Because you that's when you split the legs. Like I said, the only real issue I have, another issue is this hand is soft plastic. It's not even sharp. Don't understand why it's soft plastic. Then you want to separate the arms from the rest of the body. And just separate it. Grab it by the waist and fold it all the way back. I'll go like this, and that's how I like to have it. So he's kind of chicken-legged. Then pull up the feet and separate them. One cool thing I know is look at this. They can bend at that angle as well. So then he has a bigger range of motion, but I'll show that off in robot mode, because yeah. So you have the legs. Now let's come up to the torso. You want to lift up the arm, turn it around, unpeg it from the door, and fold it down, and then take this piece and fold it down. Then there you have the arm. Let's come over to the other arm. Oops. That's the one problem with this figure. Once something pops out of joint, it's kind of difficult to get back into the joint, because a joint is connected to another joint, and it can be a little difficult. Then you want to take that, fold it up. Then what I like to do to show off more of his weapon is rotate the door all the way around the back. Doesn't show that on the box or anything, or in the instructions, but that's just my little difference. Does not affect the articulation of the arm at all. Then you want to come up here and fold that down, and you can see there's a little peg right there. Just peg it in place and fix his head, and there you have him. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Lockdown. You can obviously take his weapon, fit it into that post right here, and it fits, but it pops out because I just did that on purpose. Or if you have Ratchet, the deluxe version, you can take out his EMP blaster, or whatever you want to call it, and take it, because it has the same peg. And just like in the webisodes, the cyber missions on on Transformers website, on Transformers.com, he can take his weapon and also like animate it. And it fits in very well because it has the same shade of brown as some of the vehicle parts, and same shade of black, and the blue doesn't mess up the figure at all. So I might actually have Lockdown hold on to that, but I don't know. Depends on if I decide to display Ratchet and Lockdown. Because if so, then I'll have to display Ratchet with his weapon, just because that's just how I do it. So really, the big thing that I'm sure people want to see him compared to is not Ratchet, not his little ability with Ratchet's gun, but you want to see what he looks like compared next to Animated Lockdown. Now, like I said, I do not have the original Animated Lockdown with me right here, but I do have the Target exclusive Stealth Lockdown. So here that is. And as you can see from this, Stealth Lockdown, or Lockdown from the animated line, is a little taller, but with how many joints that's on Lockdown, you can in fact pull up his head all the way to make him just and you can pull up his head all the way and straighten out the feet to make him taller. But that makes him look really lanky and really stupid. And this doesn't make him look, as Decepticon-ish. So I like to have him, when he's all leaned down and all that, it makes him look a little more like his bounty hunter self, I think. So, one other thing I forgot to do. And one other thing I found kind of weird is that Animated Lockdown has his gun, his EMP weapon, and his claw on the same arm, while on Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown is the EMP on one arm and the claw on the other. So that's just my little, being nitpicky, I guess. So let me take Lockdown out. Articulation-wise on this guy, everything is really on a ball joint, these arms, but they are limited articulation, but they can still go 360. Just a little bit hinder by the door. This hand is on a ball joint, but I'm not going to rotate it because it often pops out. The hand can obviously fold in due to the transformation. You can rotate normally here, and then there's a ball joint like right here. There's one here and one here. Well, this one, yeah, one of them's a ball joint, and you got a ball joint at the head, so we can so it can be like have upside down head. No waist articulation. Same articulation with both hands, by the way. Legs can go forward and back. Cannot go side to side if you have the wheels out like that. But if you fold the wheels all the way back, then he can just a little bit. He has the joint built in to be able to do that, but he can only actually do it with one leg because of how the arm folds out. Piece of the taillight comes on here, and look at the back. See how it's uneven? Like the piece of the taillight went on this arm, but it didn't go on this arm. So really, you can rotate this leg, but not this one to the side. So it doesn't really matter because everything I want to do really, when I pose him, it's not like that. Can rotate at the knee, which gives him his little Mecha Live gimmick where you can see those gears rotate. And obviously he has quite a few places the knee he can bend, and then like I mentioned earlier, it can bend in and out like that, so he can get some pretty cool poses. And then he does not have a swivel at the foot, but the foot can go back and forth like that. So decent articulation figure. One of my favorite deluxes from the Revenge of the Fallen line. Really the only diss I have against him is the fact that the ball joints pop off quite a lot, and I know it's just not mine because I've heard multiple reports about that being a little bit of an issue, and the fact that the EMP generator isn't really an EMP generator. It's just an engine that you pop off. It's kind of like, it's almost like parts former, but you actually find a place for the engine in robot mode. Now, if there was no place, then it'd be a parts former, which, that would really bring down the grade, I'd say. And then the really only other problem I have is all the soft rubbery plastic, because I'm old enough to not poke myself out with this, and I don't really know that many kids that their parents are just going to randomly spend, you know, $10, $12 on a figure that they really don't even know what it is to get their kid just to amuse them. Now, I would put soft plastic on some like Scouts because that's what you get kids, but I don't understand for Deluxes and Voyagers, etc., etc. But so there you have him, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Deluxe Class, Lockdown.